Going to review Clement's coaching promotional offer, part of his video sales letter, and give some honest feedback so you guys can use that feedback to improve yourself and for him as well. Let's go.
There's so much conflicting information in the fitness industry. There's so many different extremes. No wonder people get confused.
So right now, the quality is really high. The music is soft, well chosen, and it's generic, but it's comfortable. You know, it's comfortable and familiar. Like, people have heard this before, and that is a
Conflicting information in the fitness industry.
It's a somewhat of a good hook because we're talking about a pain point for people that is quite common. So much conflicting information in the fitness industry. Now, Clement didn't want to start off with more of a provocative hook because it didn't feel authentic to him. It didn't feel authentic to him to start off with something like, you know, if you're looking for this and you're looking for this, then this is the something for you. That didn't feel authentic to him, and so he didn't choose to do it. So he opted for that, which I can understand.
There's so many different extremes. No wonder people get confused. If you want to skip the BS and get results, I'm here to help.
Now, that right there was really natural, really personable. It felt inviting, it felt calm, it didn't feel salesy. It just felt genuine. And that's something that Clement's getting across in this video right now, is he just feels genuine, even the clothes he's wearing. Now, what I do like is he made the effort to actually get a haircut. It might sound silly, but like, that actually goes a long way in making yourself look presentable.
Here to help. My name is Clem. I'm a personal trainer based in Gippsland, Victoria.
And I like he did that 20 seconds in. A lot of people start off with, my name is this and I'm this. Like, yeah, 1, we know. 2, we don't care. And 3, that's not compelling at all for me to want to keep watching the video. He did a good job by putting that later on.
Everyone's unique. Everyone's got their own sort of set of goals and different aspirations. That's why I tailor my approach based on where you're at.
Now my feedback becomes a little bit more specific. How many times, you guys have to honestly ask, how many times have you heard something like that? I tailor my approach to you, specifically to you. Like, genuinely, how many times have you heard that? Or how many times do coaches and PTs say that? A lot. Guys, that's a given. That is very clearly what we do. And if that's ever in question by a prospect, then we clearly communicate in a moment. It's very rarely communicated that personal coaching is not going to be personal and going to be individualized to them. Otherwise, they would have picked an app, most likely. So I'm going off an assumption here. You don't want to assume beliefs of your prospects, but generally speaking, that is a very commonly held belief that they assume, and it is not particularly a point of difference in coaching of why someone would want to work with you. So keep that in mind. That's not very compelling, and it is very commonly stated. And if it's very commonly stated, then it's much harder to differentiate yourself and have someone pick you over someone else. But where Clement does differentiate himself is his personality. Now I can feel his energy, and I can observe him coach with some nice B-roll in this video.
Health and fitness should be enjoyable and not a chore.
Now that is somewhat of a USP, because it could be, if that's actually what you believe, Clem, and not a chore, then that could be a stronger part of your marketing and messaging, is I help something people reach X goals and not feel like a chore.
Last thing I want to do is bark orders at you like a drill sergeant.
Now that's going to differentiate you a little bit, because some people actually want that motivation and that push. And so just be mindful of the effect that may have. But if that's not part of your coaching, then it's good you communicated that.
I've worked with numerous clients from all walks of life and backgrounds. I've tried all the fads and done all the work.
Numerous backgrounds. Well, we're trying to establish some authority here. So while that is probably somewhat assumed, it doesn't carry as much weight as we want, because it's not very specific. I've worked with all types of clients from all types of backgrounds. So what does that mean? You help everybody, and you kind of help everybody, you kind of help no one, because you're not speaking to someone really specifically, but you're speaking to someone very generally. And so you have to ask, why would someone be compelled to want to work with you? Well, it's not going to be so much what you said then, it's going to be more how you said it. And that's the main differentiation, that if I have to pick anything of why someone would actually want to work with you, Clem, based off this video, or be interested to learn more, it would more be towards your appearance and your demeanor and your tone, rather than what you're actually saying.
So you don't have to. I'm here to help you reach your goals.
Which goals is that, Clem? Which specific goals are you referring to? Health and fitness goals? But health and fitness is very general. So what are we actually referring to here? And this in lies some of the limitation, the challenge with such a generalized approach and marketing is that, well, if I have specific goals, which I do and which your prospects do, then who would I be more likely to work with? Someone who solves a specific solution to my specific goals, or someone has more of a general solution to my specific goals? And that is the biggest thing that you could change, Clem, is getting clearer on speaking to the person that you want to speak to. And even if you don't know 100%, like we've talked about, that's fine. You can work with what you can try first communicating to a market of people that you would want to test and want to explore. It doesn't have to be something that you feel 100% on, but it would help you get a lot clearer on your messaging and your marketing, because right now it is very general, and I'm concerned that you're not going to be able to generate the level of lead acquisition and depth and retention that you're really looking for, because it's very general health and fitness, which is not orientated towards strong pain points, long retention, investing a lot of money into coaching, or even wanting to do coaching. Because typically people who have general goals that aren't very strong generally look for solutions that are not expensive and are not above 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 a week. Now, some people do, but it's less common than common. And you can find it a little bit more difficult to overcome price objections, and even find the people and communicate to them and make them feel seen and heard, because the psychographic of that person is not really understood. It's more general. So that would be the biggest takeaway, is what would it look like to speak to somebody specific?